Kashish, tell us, around the area, if one were to get there, for how long will the roads be blocked, and what exactly is the traffic situation outside?
Situation perhaps was worse in the morning because morning commute is obviously quite heavy as is, and preparations were going on. So as a result, the two things were getting mixed up, and a lot of, there was a lot of jams in the morning, and of course the traffic was moving pretty slowly. But really soon after that, I think what they did was basically just sanitize the entire area and just block the areas from both sides. And obviously they have been carrying traffic diversion routes, talking about areas that people who they can just sort of divert themselves through other areas. So in that sense, we haven't really seen that much of a traffic problem, but that's probably also because they've just completely blocked both sides of this 33-acre park, because they completely sanitized any area. Mayawati about her security. It's something that she's almost very, very particular about, probably more than anything else. So the entire area, wherever she goes, is sanitized and it's completely blocked for any.
Right.
They're not allowed. So yeah, I mean the traffic situation
right.
in just a little bit.
Right, Kashish, as we speak to you, we have these shots live streaming in of Mayawati really doing what she's come for, inaugurating. Just take us through what's happening there, what's the plan this evening?
Well, she's inaugurating this 685 crore Noida park, and as you mentioned before, it's gone through many glitches, but it is of course one of her pet projects because it does have at least icon statues, including hers. So including, a statue of her mother and distinct from her other parks in Lucknow. And so she is going to be inaugurating this park itself. And of course, she will be announcing several other infrastructural development projects worth several hundred crore rupees, which would be also obviously for the benefit of this particular area. So in a sense, that's kind of a key political move really, because she's not just inaugurating this memorial park for her voters, but there's also infrastructural development projects thrown in for perhaps people who don't just look at memorial parks as something that. So this is a fairly calculated and clever political move, perhaps just coming ahead of the assembly elections. Now, of course, you talked about how this park had got caught in many environmental glitches, but we do know that the Supreme Court gave it clearance in December 2010. We do know that she was keen to constructed of the park at that time on her birthday this year, which was in January 15. Really couldn't have been better off inaugurating this park because it's just a few months to the elections. And of course, we've been talking all day about how symbolically this is really important, because it's really right at the doorstep of the capital, because as soon as you get out of the D&D, the park is a sprawling, massive 33-acre park, which is absolutely massive in its scale, and really is kind of a symbolic gesture really, or her symbolic statement. She's managed to overcome the kind of hurdles, still managed to, sort of inaugurate the elections. It'll be interesting now to see, what is the impact of this park and how much her voters are still banking on the sort of social status that this park gives them. As you can see right now, the statues are being unveiled. There are screens all over the ground. It's a very well organized inauguration in that sense, because there have been where live visuals are being streamed from the stage for the benefit of the voters who are not actually able to be close enough to the podium to see what she's actually doing. So in that sense, they're able to get a sense of being close to her without that close to her. And it's interesting because we spoke to many, many voters who've been streaming in through the day, and I've been trying to ask them about how, while the health and education and other important areas in the state are suffering, she's going ahead with spending so many thousands of crores of rupees on statues and memorials, etc. But, the sense that I've really been getting is that many of them still feel that she's doing something for them that perhaps no other leader has ever done, and that's perhaps still important enough for them to take away. But of course, what the overall impact in the coming assembly elections, certainly something we're going to have to wait and watch. It's too early to say that now, but it certainly is a very, very well-timed inauguration ceremony, and it's certainly going to give her some brownie points for sure.
Right, Kashish, as we can see live shots from Mayawati inaugurating her dream park out there. The project that cost 685 crores has been in the making since 2008, and Kashish taking us through every details of what's been happening right outside. Massive traffic jams. In fact, a lot of the roads en route to the area have been just completely blocked, and a lot of security presence right here. Kashish, as you were saying that a lot of people believe that this chief minister has given them a lot of their Dalit icons, huge statues out there, but this park is also held in sharp contrast to the other areas of so-called development that cannot be seen in the state, be it the BJP, be it Rahul Gandhi, who's had a 3-day visit in Bundelkhand.
Sorry, I didn't hear that, but visuals that you're seeing live right now are really of a Buddhist ritual, and this is actually quite interesting because their ideology has always been very in that sense. And in fact, what we do know is that a team had been priests had actually been flown in to carry out this Buddhist on your screen. Repeat that question.
Right, Kashish, what I was saying is, as we look at these grandeur shots from there, be it of the statues, of the entire ceremony that's close to perfection, this park is always held in sharp contrast to the other areas of so-called development that doesn't exist in the state, be it the BJP slamming Mayawati for the rising crime in the state, be it Rahul Gandhi who's just toured Bundelkhand.
Well, of course, the opposition has always tried to look for reasons in various areas, and perhaps a lot of many very heinous rape cases that have that have been in the media spotlight really, and opposition to hit out at Mayawati, also given the fact that she's a woman chief minister, and of course in a really massive state, and perhaps that's one of the reasons why she has talked about for that reason, so that the administration can be a little bit better, the law and order can be a little bit better. In fact, a few weeks ago, she had announced 3 new districts in Uttar Pradesh, and that was also one of the responding to the kind of sharp criticism that has come her way. But it's also, we also can't forget the fact that, there have been many issues with farmer agitations in the last few months that we've seen play out in Phatap, whether it's in Phatap Arsol, whether it's in Aligarh, related to farmer agitation that have played out in the last few months. And of course, those mistakes are going to certainly in the coming elections, because a lot of the land acquisition issue has come down pretty badly on her. But it's that these are not her co-voters. So sharp criticism coming from the opposition.
We just lost the voice of Kashish there, who's at the very venue looking over that inauguration of the dream project of Uttar Pradesh Chief Minister Mayawati. The 685 crore project finally, which has been underway, which has been in the making since 2008, finally gets inaugurated. Mayawati landed just a short while back at the main area. She's already inaugurated this quiet prayer session with 3 statues out there, of course, of the Chief Minister herself, her mentor Kanshi Ram, and the Dalit icon Dr. B.R. Ambedkar. Well, the 33-acre park has been in the news right from the very start since its making for all the wrong reasons. One, the lavishness, many raising the question is what purpose does it serve? Secondly, in all the legal run-ins it's had in terms of the environmental rules that have been flouted. Also, what the opposition and the Congress have been pointing to is what about development in the state? 685 crores spent on this project, but there's a raging epidemic spreading encephalitis, which has claimed the lives of 400 children so far. Nothing done so far. It's only today that the Human Rights Commission has issued notices to officials asking on the steps they have taken to contain its spread and what has actually reason behind its spreading so quickly in the area. Apart from that, as Kashish, our reporter out there, has been mentioning the issues of farmers in the past couple of days. In fact, since last year, issues of farmers coming to the national light, the big land debate coming to the national front. But all this ignored. Mayawati has seen this project through since 2008, and today finally it's being inaugurated, and a lot of police presence out here, more than 2,500 police personnel at this very venue guarding it, and the entire route to the area, around the area, completely blocked. Noida residents clearly not very happy with this.